for information about ASU degrees online.
Guess what today is? It's playoff clinching time for the Conejo Oaks. Welcome everybody into George Sparky Anderson Field along with Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, wishing you a happy Monday afternoon from Thousand Oaks, California, where the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters will duke it out for the sixth and final time this season. The rivals have had quite a fun time sparring on the baseball diamond. They'll do it for one final time this season. If the Oaks win, they will clinch the CCL playoffs that start on Friday. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball here on KDTV. Jonah, this is quite a day for the Oaks. This is the final game of the season for the Foresters. The Oaks have one more game when they head up on Wednesday to San Luis Obispo. What can we expect from today's game? Yes, there's a lot on the line for the Oaks. If they lose, they have to win on Wednesday in San Luis Obispo, or the Slow Blues have to lose tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday in order for them to clinch that playoff spot. But today, they want to do it here and now. I talked to head coach Felice before the game. He said, all I want to do is get the win today so we kind of cruise up to San Luis Obispo and relax on Wednesday and get ready for the playoffs. How do they win today against a team that they lost 2-1 3 days ago?
Well, they have to, I mean, you said it, they have to treat this game like it's a Game 7 elimination game, do or die, with their backs against the wall, because you don't want to take a chance going up to San Luis Obispo and assuming that you're going to get off to that good start, especially on the road. We've seen how vocal and how intimidating that crowd can be with 1,000 stands cheering in support of their Blues. You have an opportunity here at home at Sparky Anderson. Not to say that the Foresters aren't going to play hard, because we know that every time that they step onto the baseball field under Coach Pintard, they're looking to win, but at the same time, the stakes aren't as high for them anymore. They've clinched that top spot in the CCL Central, so for them, this game is more about, okay, let's get some of our positive or our best players either some rest or some experience playing maybe different positions that we might want to utilize them in Wichita. But for the Oaks, they have to be fully committed, fully invested in this game. They have to treat this game like it's an elimination game. As I said, if they lose this game, that's going to put them in a really difficult spot to have to go on the road, get on a 3-hour bus up to San Luis Obispo and try to pull it out over there.
Remember last year the Oaks pulled it out in San Luis Obispo to make the playoffs. So try to avoid that today. The Oaks and the Foresters on the other side of the break. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. After we take a break, the starting lineups, national anthem, and your first pitch. So Oaks and the Foresters, a highly contested rivalry when we come back. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field, the Oaks and the Foresters getting ready to play in the second and final game of the season for the Oaks. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, delighted to be with you on the ride for today's game. The Oaks coming into today at 27-15 overall, 18-13 in the CCL. The Foresters 29-11, 21-11 in the CCL. Starting lineup for them under 22nd year head coach Bill Pintard. Zach Humphreys leads things up as catcher from TCU. Behind him, Spencer Steele from Oregon playing third base. Josh Young at first base from Texas Tech. Luke Ritter behind him from Wichita State. Out in left field, in the fifth spot, Brody Weiss from Westmont College playing second base in today's game. Chandler Bankston behind him, DHing from Columbia. Jimmy Galuski in the seventh spot playing short from West Virginia. In the eighth spot, Blake Brewster out in right field from Oklahoma. And to round out the Forrester order, Walker Gazanti out in center field from Vanderbilt in the ninth spot. On the mound for them will be Ty Weiss from Columbia. I'll give you the Oaks starting lineup on the bottom half of the inning, but their field out in right, Milo Beam, DJ Miller in center, Jordan McFarland in left. Brandon Lewis makes his debut at first base. Max Weinstein at second, Sam Shaken at short, Grant Mayu at third, behind the dish, Juan Gonzalez. And on the mound for the Oaks, Theron Kay from Cal State University Northridge. The Oaks getting set, running a 3-game winning streak. Their last loss was against the Foresters, and they're going to look to amend that loss here. By the way, for Theron Kay on the season, this is his 9th appearance, 9th start. He has a 1-0 record with a 3 exactly ERA, a 3.0 ERA, and a 1.379 whip. Zach Humphreys digs in. Theron takes the sign from Gonzalez. Pearson fires the first pitch at the knees for ball one. First pitch time, 5:02. Weather, 78 degrees and wind blowing out towards right with a tad overcast. Not too shabby here at Sparky Anderson. The 1-0 from Kay paints the inside corner for strike number 1. Theron from Cal State University Northridge in his 9th start with the Oaks. He is a phenomenal young pitcher, the Monday starter for this team, and someone that the Oaks are lucky to have. He's looking to win his 2nd start against the Foresters this season, the 1-1 at the knees, strike 2. Fans still piling in here a little bit. Not too big of a show out thus far as the 1-2. Cut it and missed for strike 3. Zach Humphrey is down on strikeouts, the first on the day for out number 1 here on the top of the first inning. By the way, Spencer Steer stepping in now.
From the University of Oregon, number 16.
From the University of Oregon. Plays shortstop and third base under head coach George Horton's squad. Batted .218 this past season with the Ducks, but the Ducks overall offensively were not that impressive, so he's actually amongst the best on the team. The first pitch to the Duck is taken upstairs for ball 1.
And already, Kay's getting off to a much better start in his last couple starts. Drew a couple walks, gave up some early runs.
Quickly firing the 0-1, up and in for ball 2. Steer batting .255 on the season. This is his 52nd at-bat. 9 RBIs, 7 runs, 9 walks, 9 strikeouts, 9 a motif for the Duck. The 2-0 taken up and away for ball 3. I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast, both Foresters and Oaks fans alike, because John Martoni, our good friend for the Foresters, the broadcaster, is taking the day off as he gets set to go to Wichita. So we know we have both allegiances watching today. The 3-0 over the heart of the plate, 3-1 the count. It's always fun to mix it up a little bit with our viewership, but once again, we appreciate everybody taking the time out of their Monday to watch some baseball. 3-1 inside ball 4, following a strikeout to lead off the game. Spencer Steer draws a walk. He has yet to steal a base this season, but that could change. He does have a little bit of speed, but not too much for the Oaks to have to worry about. But if he gets a good jump, he can be fast. Juan Gonzalez behind the dish, though, has been unbelievable gunning down runners, so I wouldn't be too worried. Josh Young steps in.
And it certainly helps when you have a guy like Gonzalez behind the dish, but in a one-out situation, Steer may try and steal just to prevent a potential double play from happening.
Oaks in the double play formation. Mayu, Shaken, and Weinstein in the middle infield. The 0-0 taken up and away for ball 1. 370 batting average for Young on the season. Exactly 100 at-bats, 18 runs, 37 hits, 27 RBIs, 17 strikeouts, 12 walks. He's also 7 for 12 on the season against the Conejo Oaks, just absolutely torching them. He didn't play last game when the Oaks lost 2-1, but that lead could have been more. 1-0 up and in, 2-0 the count.
And Young doing a nice job crowding the plate and forcing Kay to have to try and pitch around him, which he is certainly capable of doing, but it's not his preference.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 away, 1 on here. Top of the first inning. Oaks have their final game of the season 2 days from today up in San Luis Obispo at 6 o'clock. But if the Oaks win today, they clinch the playoffs. 2-0. A 2-hopper to Shaken at short, underhand to Weinstein at second. The relay to first is not in time, but they'll get the force. Oh, it is in time. Looked like Young got there, but I guess not. A 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through half of the inning here. No score, but the Oaks look to change it on their half of the inning. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Apologize for partial technical difficulty there in the half inning, but everything got sorted out. Some of our equipment just kind of mishandled itself, if you will. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Foresters and Oaks duking it out on the baseball diamond. Milo Beam, Purdue right fielder, leading off for the Oaks. Max Weinstein behind him from Cal Lutheran. And Brandon Lewis in the 3 spot from LA Pierce Junior College. EJ Miller cleaning things up for the Oaks from Ole Miss. His counterpart from Ole Miss, Chase Cockrell, in the 5th spot, DHing. Grant Mayu in the 6th spot from SDSU. Juan Gonzalez behind him from Oklahoma Baptist. Jordan McFarland from Arkansas in the 8th spot. And the Oaks number 9 batter, Sam Shaken from Valparaiso. On the mound here for the Foresters, Ty Weist. I'll give you their field here in just a moment. Weist from Columbia, the first pitch. Bunt shown, got down, but popped back for strike 1. Blake Brewster in right. Walker Crisanti in center. Luke Ritter in left. Josh Young at first. Brody Weiss at second. Jimmy Galuski at short. The 0-1 in from Weist. Slapped into right field for a single. Milo Beam for the 3rd consecutive time in as many games has led off the Oaks offensive side of the inning with a single. Now remember, he is playing indeed in front of his family, and that may add to his ability to see the field maybe a little bit better.
He hasn't dropped off at all in his ability to make contact with the ball. You've talked about it, Johnny. He's been phenomenal, especially early on, leading off.
Max Weinstein digs in. First pitch taken at the knees for strike 1. Team having a phenomenal year for the Oaks. Weinstein as well leads the team in batting average. 383 mark, 20 hits. He also has 2 triples. 0-1, slapped up the middle. Underhanded from Galuski. The relay is not in time, so they'll get a force out. That'll be a 4-6, or actually a 6-4 put out for those keeping score, but only 1 away with 1 on here for the Oaks.
Nice job from Weinstein to run through the tag. Didn't wait to see what Galuski was going to do once he got the ball in his hands and was able to beat out the throw to first.
Foresters coming off a win yesterday, 7-0 against the San Luis Obispo Blues, where they blanked the Blues. Not only did they blank the Blues, they held the Blues to just 2 hits. Phenomenal day for Pintard's squad. Runner on first, 1 away. Brandon Lewis digs in the first pitch, skied towards right field, but out of play, strike 1. Talk about another Oak who has been improving his batting average as of late. Brandon Lewis from 243 last week up to 273 now. Leads the team with 7 home runs, including a grand slam back on Thursday in San Luis Obispo. He has 27 runs scored, which is second on the team as well. Wiest deals the 0-1, slapped foul for strike 2.
Not to mention he has 2 home runs in the last 4 games. So he's just really picking his spots and seeing the field extremely well.
Lewis from L.A. Pierce Junior College under head coach Bill Pickett's batted .419 this past year. Freshman season with the team, though. 2 in from Wiest, runs low and away for ball 1. 91 miles an hour on the gun here. From the righty from Columbia University. Wiest, 2.18 ERA this season. 1-2. Swung and miss, 4 strike 3. 2 away now, first strikeout on the day for Wiest to go along with that phenomenal ERA. In 33 innings pitched, he's only given up 9 walks, and he struck out 34 batters. Well, now 35. He's only given up 1 home run as well, so a phenomenal starter here. Like I mentioned, only a 2.18 ERA coming into today's game. 1 on, 2 away, no score here. Bottom of the first, DJ Miller from Ole Miss digs in the first pitch. Sky towards right field. Running up on it is Young. He'll see if he can make a play, but that'll just hit off the wall for strike 1. Cloudy day here from Sparky Anderson. We haven't had one of these in quite some time, maybe the beginning of June. Also the coolest start that we have had to a game in probably over a month and a half as well. Game number 43 for the Oaks, 41 for the Foresters. Miller digs back in, no runs, a hit, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Foresters here in the bottom of the first. Though 1 in from Wiest, taken up and away for ball 1. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff with 1F. Or chat with us in the live chat box on the YouTube stream. 1-1 in. Slapped foul once again. Miller falling behind the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And for Miller on the season, .323 batting average, which is good for 3rd on the team. No home runs, though he does have 30 singles, which leads the Oaks, as well as 6 triples, which leads the CCL. 1-2 runs low and away. Humphrey with the block as Weinstein will stay put at first. 2-2 the count. Miller was leading the Oaks in batting average for quite a while. Both him and Max Weinstein were back and forth, but Weinstein edging him out here towards the latter part of the season. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Wiest, Pearson fires the 2-2, slap towards short. Galuski, the other hand over to second to Weiss for out number 3. No runs, hit, no errors. 1 left on base. We're through 1 full here from Sparky Anderson. No score. Foresters lead it. Foresters trying to take the lead when they take the ups in the top of the 2nd inning.
Luke Ritter.
Luke Ritter, the Wichita Shockers, stepping in here, leading things off For the Foresters, welcome back everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KAD TV. First pitch taken, low and away for ball one from Theron K. Oaks left a runner on base back in the first inning. And that was it. Foresters were retired almost in order as the one hopper backhanded by Shaken at short fired over to first for out number one. I was gonna say that on the season for Luke Ritter, actually he was having a phenomenal year, a 367 batting average, 17 walks, 18 strikeouts, 15 RBIs, but that'll drop just a little bit now, obviously, as Brody Weiss digs in with one away.
And what a play from Sam Shaken. He's just been phenomenal at shortstop, made an incredible diving catch yesterday, and following that up with a beautiful, beautiful pickup on the ball in the infield for an out.
261 batting average for Weiss. First pitch runs upstairs for ball one. 10 RBIs, 13 strikeouts, 5 walks. This is his 70th at bat. He also has 8 runs scored. The one NAIA player on the team takes the 1-0 at the knees, 1-1 the count. And he is a regular starter for Bill Pintart's squad. Played left field the last time these two teams played, playing second base today. K takes a sign from Gonzalez. Pearson fires the 1-1. Slap towards right. Running back on it is Beam. Short of the warning track. He'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here. Oaks are able to retire the Foresters basically 3 straight in the last inning. Though Spencer Steer did walk, there was a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. The Oaks got a leadoff hit by Milo Beam, but couldn't bring him around as he was out on a fielder's choice. Weinstein at first, but he was stranded there thereafter. Chandler Bingston digging in now. Columbia University product. Teammate of Ty Weiss, the pitcher for the Foresters. Bunt shown. It's down but fouled for strike 1. Oaks like to thank their sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, for getting the Oaks to and from their away games safely. Jimmy John Sandwiches, Cronies Bar and Grill, and Joseph Sweet Orthopedic Surgeon in Oxnard, California. Every sponsor is an important part of the Oaks family. 0-1 in from K. Up and away for ball 1. Okay, Pearson fires the 1-1. Paints the outside corner, a nice breaking pitch. Able to skim that outside part. He's now ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he just looks really confident and comfortable on the mound. He's got his slider, front door slider working right there, keeping the left-handed batter at bay.
Deals the 1-2, up and away, 2-2 the count. And for Bingston, headed to his junior year, it's the 2-2. Swung and a miss, 4 strike 3. I was going to say in 34 games this past year, he batted .302 with 9 home runs, which actually led the team, but right there, striking out. 2 strikeouts on the day for K, no runs, no hits, no errors. The Foresters retired in order. No score, bottom of the second after this. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KAD TV. We'll be right back. Bottom of the second. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball here on KDTV. Hope everybody's enjoying their Monday. Had a nice weekend. Chase Cockrell leads things off here for the Oaks. No score, no runs hit, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Foresters. They've been retired 5 straight technically with Spencer Steer walking. The first pitch to Cockrell into mid-center field. Grisanti takes a couple of steps back and makes the catch for out number 1. Nice job from Walker Grisanti. The Forester field, Blake Brewster in right, Walker Grisanti in center, Luke Ritter in left, Spencer Steer at third, Jimmy Galuski at short, Brody Weiss occupying second base, Josh Young at first, and Zach Humphrey, behind the dish. Ty Weist back on the mound for his second inning of work. Grant Mayu digging in now from San Diego State. Shows bunt pulled back, first pitch called strike. First pitch curveball on the outside corner. Mayu thought it was going to drop a little bit more than it did. Mayu batting .277 on the season. The 0-1 in from Weist. Slapped back against the fence. No balls, 2 strikes. 4 home runs. 31 runs scored, which leads the team. 17 RBIs. He's having a pretty phenomenal year with the Conejo Oaks. Didn't play this past season with San Diego State. Had foot surgery, 0-2. Taken low and away for ball 1. Rehabbed both at San Diego State and here with the Oaks, but it looks like he's ready to go back and make an impact with Aztecs in the upcoming season. Takes a step in, shoulders the bat, 1-2, drops in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's been one of the most intelligent all-around players for the Oaks, with the exception of a couple errors yesterday. He's been phenomenal.
Oaks coming off a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th against the Ventura Pirates. 2-2, a 2-hopper, 2 Galuski at short, deep infield, the hop into the glove of Young for out number 2. A nice short hop pick from Josh Young. And a nice job backhanding that ball by Galuski. No score here, 2 away in the bottom of the second inning.
And already, Johnny, we're seeing the pace of this game pretty similar to the pace of the game a couple days ago when the Foresters won 2-1. The shortest game that the Oaks had played the entire season, just barely cracking above 2 hours.
It's actually the second shortest at 2 hours. The Oaks played an hour and 59-minute game against the Cal Northridge Bulls, though. 0-2. Gonzalez is skied to left field against the wall. Good for extra bases. Rounding first and going to second is Juan Gonzalez. Luke Ritter's throw comes in late, and the Oaks have a 2-out base runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the second by way of Oklahoma Baptist superstar Juan Gonzalez.
Great hit from Gonzalez deep into left field, and we keep alluding to it. Something about these 2-out situations just invigorates the Oaks and is able to bring out that offense that we know is in there. And Gonzalez able to keep this inning alive for the Oaks.
8th double of the season for the Oklahoma Baptist product from Puerto Rico. Was drafted in 2013. Jordan McFarland digs in, .265 batting average under his belt. 13 RBIs, first pitch taken for strike 1. He was actually the Oaks player of the game yesterday, reached base 3 of the 4 times he came up to the plate. He ended up going 1 for 2, but he hit the game-winning RBI single to give the Oaks the win yesterday against the Pirates in the bottom of the 9th inning. Weist checks the winner a couple times. The 0-1, slapped foul for strike 2. Sam Shakin waiting patiently on deck, the number 9 batter in the lineup if we get that far. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, no errors for the visiting Foresters. Make their home at Pershing Park. They just completed their first year there, playing 22 seasons at UCSB. The 0-2 in, runs up and away for ball 1. 91 miles an hour on the gun. And I think Weist is a hittable pitcher for the Oaks because they struggle against pitchers who throw slower, if you will. They're very good against high-velocity pitchers. 90 to 95 miles an hour, this team lights those pitchers up. 1-2, a curveball taken over the heart of the plate for strike 3. McFarland is down on strikes. The second on the game for Weist, and we are done with the second inning. No runs hit, no errors, 1 left on base. No score, headed to the top of the 3rd inning. Bottom of the order, 2 up for the Foresters. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted to YouTube. We'll be right back.
From West Virginia, number 2, Jimmy Galuski.
West Virginia Mountaineers shortstop Jimmy Galuski leads things off here for the Foresters. Welcome back, everybody. Top of the third inning, no score, as Kay's first pitch is fouled off the right hip of Galuski for strike one. 242 batting average on the season. Switching off shortstop with Hamilton, along with that 242 stint, 9 RBIs, 11 walks, or actually 11 strikeouts and 5 walks. Kay deals the 0-1, skied into left center field. That does carry, but not enough as Miller makes the catch for out number 1. Galuski batting 7th in today's lineup. One away, Blake Brewster stepping in out from the University of Oklahoma. The Oaks didn't see him last game, but he's played 2 other games before. Actually batted cleanup back on the 4th of July when the Oaks won. Brewster, more Oklahoma native, headed to his junior year. Southpaw digs in. Kay deals the first pitch outside for ball 1. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Foresters. The Foresters gearing up for Wichita tomorrow. 1-0. A slider on the outside corner for strike 1. The team begins their 3-day bus ride to Wichita, where they will compete in the National Baseball Congress World Series. 1-1. Runs outside, 2-1 the count because they won last year. They got an automatic bid, and they will be representing the CCO well. I'd expect them to do very, very well. Kay Pearson fires the 2-1, up and in for ball 3.
Their entire team has tremendous talent, tremendous Division I players. It translated into a win last season.
3-1, swung and a miss from Brewster. Strike 2, payoff pitch about to come here from Kay. First full count situation of the day. For Theron, like I mentioned, his 9th start of the season. He's a phenomenal starter here for the Oaks at the Monday started. The reason that he's throwing in a high intensity game like this, payoff pitch, fouled back. We'll do it again. With the Foresters beating the Blues Saturday and Sunday, if the Oaks win today, they'll have clinched the final playoff spot. The Orange County Riptide, the Healdsburg Prune Packer, and the Neptune Beach Pearl all have clinched the playoffs. The Oaks will finish with better overall winning percentage over the Blues if they win today. Payoff pitch again runs away for ball 4. A 7-pitch walk drawn by Blake Brewster with 1 away, and the Foresters have a runner on here with 1 away in the top of the 3rd inning.
And they have a runner on base in the same exact fashion that they're able to get someone on base in the 1st inning.
Kay with no runs, no hits under his belt. He has struck out 2 and walked 1. Actually walked 2 now. Walker Casanti digs in from Vanderbilt. Joined the team a little bit late as Vanderbilt obviously was in the postseason collegiately. Waves that bat over his left shoulder. Kay toes the rubber on the stretch, deals the 0-0 for a strike. Back to the top of the order after Grisanti to Zach Humphrey. On the season for Walker Grisanti, he's batting .229. This is his 49th at-bat. His 9 runs scored, 11 RBIs. 19 strikeouts, 13 walks, though. 1 from Kay runs away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. The wind picking up a little bit towards right field, but it isn't affecting the game too much. About 8 to 9 mile an hour gusts. Steady at 5 to 6 miles an hour. Kay toes the rubber, Pearson fires. The 1-1 into Gonzalez. Runner goes, it's outside. The throw over is high into center field. Rounding second and going to third on the missed throw is Brewster. And just like that, after a stolen base and an error, a runner 90 feet away from scoring for the Foresters with only 1 away and a 1-1 count up on the board.
Did you just see that? I could have sworn I was just seeing a clip from the Matrix right there. Sam Shakin getting up in the air. He wasn't able to tag Brewster, but what an incredible effort to try and make a play.
Yeah, you definitely have to give him an A for effort. Unfortunately, though, the throw was off. That's an error for the Oaks. By way of Juan Gonzalez, Walker Grisanti digging back in. The 2-1, swung and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Big spot here for the lefty from Vanderbilt. First runner in scoring position on the day for the Foresters. The Oaks had Juan Gonzalez at second base in the last inning, but had him stranded. Kay toes the rubber. Checks that runner at third, takes the sign from Gonzalez, deals the 2-2 away for ball 3. And for Walker Krasanti, this past year played 21 games for Vanderbilt, 267 batting average, 4 RBIs. Came off the bench to single in a win over Alabama back on May the 18th. Payoff pitch. Taken up and away for ball 4. Runners at the corners now, the third walk on the day for Kay. The Foresters really putting it on here for the Oaks, but the thing is now we have a double play situation.
And the Foresters are doing a nice job showing tremendous patience in the batter's box. They've actually, in both of those full count situations that ended up leading into walks, the Foresters batters were down in the count 1-2 and were able to work their way back up.
Humphreys back in, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, 237 batting average. Dropped a little bit. 0-0, slapped in the shallow right field. That's going to drop. Coming in and scoring is Brewster. Krasanti over the second. And the Foresters take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning.
Great hit from Humphreys into shallow right field. Just enough time to bring Brewster home. And similarly to the last game, the Foresters able to strike first.
Beautiful hit there from Zach Humphreys on the first pitch that he saw. Runners on first and second, 1 away. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. Runners on first and second. 1 away. Back to Spencer Steer, 0 for 0 in the day with a walk. That was his 9th walk drawn on the season, though. Oh, a broken bat to second. Weinstein gets it. Can't make the tag over to second as he'll fire it over to first for out number 2. A fielder's choice 4-3. Runners at second and third with 2 away now.
Great play from Humphreys to evade that tag from Weinstein. Weinstein was able to get Steer out over at first, but preventing the double play and giving the Foresters one more opportunity to extend the lead.
Josh Young now digging in, 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded into that 6-4-3 double play to end the first inning from Texas Tech. Now 7 for 15 against the Oaks this season, but he has been by far the most productive player for Bill Pintard's squad. Texas Tech product, plays with a couple of Oaks over there. 370 batting average, that's dipped just a little bit as he is 0 for 1. First pitch a strike at the knees. Looking to pick up his 28th home or RBI of the season. He currently leads the Foresters in that category, and he has been an absolute joy to watch this season. Does a little shimmy in the batter's box. Runners at second and third, 1 around in the inning. 0-1 count, 2 away. Top of the third, K deals. Slap towards short, shaken, gets it, fires it over to Lewis at first for out number 3. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base. 2.5 down here at Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters lead at 1-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted to YouTube. We'll be right back. Valparaiso Crusaders, Sam Shakin steps in to lead things off here in the bottom of the third inning. Welcome back, everybody. Foresters lead at 1-0. Shakin has had a phenomenal season for the Oaks. The first pitch is swung and a miss from Ty Weiss for strike one. Chatsworth native, played 4 years there before heading to the Horizon League, where he garnered all freshman honors. .338 batting average, good for second on the team. Deals the 0-1 in the shallow left field for a leadoff single here for the Oaks. And just like that, their third hit on the day puts a tying run at first base in the bottom of the third inning.
And an impressive hit from Shakin, too, because both Steer and Galuski had shifted more towards the left to try and protect that third base line. And Shakin was
able to make the dive. Milo Beam was able to beat the throw, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. The Oaks have runners at first and second with nobody away. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. Max Weinstein digs in now. The Cal Lutheran superstar, 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded to a fielder's choice his first time up. Was out on a fielder's choice thereafter. Waving that bat over his right shoulder, playing at his home field here at Sparky Anderson. Shows bunt. First pitch from Weiss. Bunt pulled back low for ball 1. The banner flying high in left field here at, not flying high I should say, but up on the wall here at left field was put up in large part by him because he led the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen in batting average. He led Division III in batting average, and just an incredible OPS, over 1,000 OPS the entire season. That's slugging and batting average combined, as well as on-base percentage. What an incredible young player, Division I talent on a Division III team. Weiss toes the rubber, takes the sign from Humphrey, checks the runner at second. Pickoff attempt, faked out as Beam will get back, no throw over.
And if you're Weiss, you have to attack Weinstein. You don't want to throw around him, even if he does show bunt, because if you pitch straight at him, he might ground one in the infield to force a double play.
Weiss back in. Toes the rubber. Checks Beam at second. Galuski over to second, runs back into his position, the 1-0. Slap towards short. Galuski, Weiss over to Young in time. The 6-4-3 double play beautifully turned by the middle infield, but the Oaks are able to get shaken to third, 2 away, and that runner 90 feet away from scoring position.
And we were just talking about it. Weiss did a nice job pitching straight out. Weinstein forced the ground out to short. And now with 2 away, Foresters trying to prevent a run from coming home and tying the game up.
No runs, 4 hits, an error for the Oaks. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Foresters. Bottom of the third inning. 40 minutes in. Brandon Lewis digs in now, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. 1 of the 2 strikeouts under Weiss' belt. He's given up 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. First pitch in. Taken in the dirt for ball 1. A good block from Humphrey. Keeps shaking over at third. Lewis has been seeing the field very well. And by the way, that was Brandon Lewis's first strikeout against the Foresters this entire season. He's the only Oak coming into today to have not struck out against the Foresters. Obviously, that changed with that strikeout, but still an incredible game for him, or the incredible season for him. 1-0, swung and a miss, 1-1 to count.
And that time he got caught swinging late. That's why he was falling back on that pitch.
He steals 1-1 outside for ball 2.
Good eye from Lewis, too. Fastball from Weiss on the outside.
Weiss went 5 innings, gave up 1 run, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks against the Oaks back on the 4th of July. The Oaks won that game 3-1, 2-1, taken on the outside corner, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He did not get the loss, however. Oh yeah, excuse me, he actually did get the loss because the Foresters could only muster 1 run up after the Oaks took the lead in the 3rd inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, pitch in. Slapped foul, out of play, we'll do it again. The Oaks have a day off tomorrow. They'll be headed up to San Luis Obispo for the final game of the season on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. The Foresters, this is their final game of the season. They have foregone the CCL playoffs, which means that if the Oaks win today, they'll have locked in that final spot. Foresters head to the road tomorrow to Wichita. The 2-2 swung and fouled back. We'll do it again.
Nice job by Lewis staying alive in the count. Kind of breaking pitch from Weiss. Just dropping in the strike zone at the last second. Lewis able to foul it out of play.
and full of fans on the Forester side. Decent crowd here for the Oaks. Both sides being very vocal, however. 2-2 in from Wiest in the dirt for ball 3. Payoff pitch pending now. Shakin looking to get in from third. He led off with a single. Beam had an infield single thereafter, but Weinstein ground into a 6-4-3 double play. That's how we've gotten to where we are thus far in the inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner at third, 1-0 our score. The payoff pitch from Wiest. Bounce in the dirt, blocked by Humphreys, and Lewis will take his base. First walk sufficed by Wiest on the day. And the Oaks have runners at the corners with 2 away.
And Lewis is showing right there why he's only been struck out 1 time from the Foresters in the 5 games so far, because he just does a great job of laying off bad pitches. He's got a great feel for pitches coming at him, and he understands when it looks like a ball is going to drop in the bottom part of the strike zone, and Wiest just wasn't able to clip it.
That was Wiest's first walk of the game, 10th on the season. DJ Miller digs in now, 0 for 1 on the day, pops back the first pitch for strike 1. He grounded out to second to end the first inning. Ole Miss running Rebel batted 124 this past season with Ole Miss, but only in limited time. 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. It's kind of cooling off here just a little bit. 78 degrees was our start time. That was the coolest start for the Oaks since the beginning of June. Here in late July, they'll take it. The last home game of the season here for the Oaks. 0-2, runner goes. Slap towards short on the second up. Galusi gets it over to first. Not in time as that ball is bobbled by Young. The Oaks tie it as Sam Shakin comes in to score after the bobble. Lewis advances from second to third. We are all knotted up at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That'll be an RBI single by DJ Miller. We'll see if they put an error up on the board, though I don't think they will because he did beat out the throw. Actually, they will put up an error, so nonetheless, the Oaks do tie it up 1-1, but that run will be unearned by Ty Wiest.
Just a great play from DJ Miller, and he was following after the footsteps of Milo Beam, who showed him right then and there, hey, continue running, because if Miller hadn't pushed so hard to get through the first base tag, Galuski would have ended this inning.
So they are giving Miller a hit, and then they're giving the error after the fact on Josh Young for not being able to hold on to that ball. Cockrell steps in 0 for 1 on the day and takes a first pitch strike over the heart of the plate. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for the visiting Foresters. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. The Oaks out offensing the Foresters, but the Foresters were able to capitalize on the base runner that they had in the top half of the inning. The 0-1 taken low and away for ball 1. Forester crowd, though, quite small, quite mighty, being very vocal here, encouraging Wiest on. Toes the rubber, deals the 1-1. A curveball taken at the knees, strike 2.
Beautiful curveball from Wiest. Started up in the shoulders, dropped below the knees. Cockrell just couldn't pick it up at the last second.
Wiest takes the sign from Humphrey. Pierre's runner goes away. It was a pitch out ball. Was balled by Humphrey. The slide is in time as that throw came late. 10th stolen base on the season for the Ole Miss runner Rebel, DJ Miller. He leads the team, and the Oaks have runners in scoring position with 2 away and a 2-2 count to Chase Cockrell.
Nice steal from Miller, and Humphreys just didn't get rid of the ball quickly.
It was a good pitch out attempt, but he bobbled the ball in the transfer, and that's why he couldn't get it out. The 2-2. Slapped into the glove of Steer at third base for out number 3. Quick out 3 there. Spencer Steer said, "Thank you very much, Mr. Cockrell." 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. We're through 3 full here from Sparky Anderson Field, all knotted up at 1 apiece. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Ritter.
1-1 our score. Middle of the order, due up here for the Foresters. My name is Jonathan Rifkin from play-by-play of the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. My broadcasting partner, Jonah Malkin.
Thank you, Jonathan. Great job as always. Welcome in, everybody, if you're just tuning in. Oaks and Foresters tied 1-1 heading into the top of the 4th. First pitch to Luke Ritter is popped deep into right field. Beam takes a couple steps and makes the catch by the warning tracks for out number 1. Ritter's now 0 for 2 on the day, bringing in Brody Weiss, second baseman from Westmont, also 0 for 1, with a fly out to center field. But for Kay, entering his 4th inning of work, has had a phenomenal day as the starting pitcher on the mound. Just 1 hit, 1 run, was not earned, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. Kay fires the first pitch. Weiss pops that into shallow center field. Shaken and Miller converging. And Miller makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 pitches, 2 outs for the top of the 4th.
And you have to think at this point with Chandler Bankston stepping in that the first thing he's thinking of is, I'm either going to foul off this first pitch or I'm going to take it, because the last thing I want to do is make it a 3-pitch top of the 4th inning. And yet we have yet to see that this season, Jonah's a 3-pitch inning. We've seen a 4-pitch inning, but maybe there's a first for this one.
Bankston's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Swings and misses for strike 1 again.
I guess that's a way to avoid a 3-pitch inning, by swinging and missing at a pitch.
I think Benston heard what you said, Johnny, and said, you know what? I think I might be able to turn my fortunes around. K's 0-1 taken on the inside corner for strike 2. And a fast pace once again. You talked about it. The last time these two teams played, it was the second fastest paced game, just barely over 2 hours. 0-2 from Kay, is swung on and missed for strike 3. Beautiful slider on the outside corner gives him his 3rd strikeout on the day. And the Oaks and Foresters still knotted up at 1 apiece. Oaks looking to change that heading into the bottom of the 4th.
Grant Mayu.
Grant Mayu to lead off for the Oaks in the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonah Malkin. Alongside me is Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks and Foresters tied at 1 apiece, but Grant Mayu looking to get things started for the Oaks here in the bottom of the 4th. Wiest still on the mound, deals the first pitch. That's fouled out of play for strike 1. Mayu's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. And he's been struggling, just 3 for 15 in the series in the first 5 games. 3 for 16 if you count that, but slices the one-hopper to short, and Galuski makes the toss to Young for out number 1. It'll make him now 3 for 17 on the season against the Foresters. And Juan Gonzalez, the catcher, will step in, who's 1 for 1 with a double. Gonzalez, the catcher from Oklahoma Baptist, also a catcher in the CCL All-Star game, arguably the best defensive catcher in the CCL. Wiest deals the first pitch, swung and missed for strike 1. Gonzalez got the day off yesterday against the Ventura County Pirates, in which the Oaks won on a RBI single from Jordan McFarland in the bottom of the 9th as the 0-1 runs outside for 1-1. For McFarland, he was certainly elated, his first walk-off ever in both college and now in the summer league. 1-1 to Gonzalez is swung on and missed for strike 2. And for the Oaks, with a win today, they could punch their ticket into the CCL playoffs and extend their season. 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Gonzalez, and Wiest has his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Nice pitch there, a 1-2. Gonzalez forced to protect. Went digging on an outside curveball, and Wiest just was in control that entire at-bat.
And speaking of the man himself, Jordan McFarland steps in, is 0 for 1 in today's game with a strikeout, but was the hero yesterday. First pitch tapped back against the fence for 0-1. McFarland playing left field in today's game, although yesterday he played first base, and actually at Arkansas his coach typically uses him at first base as the 0-1 drifts outside for 1-1. And when he came to the Conejo Oaks this summer, he was a little bit perplexed by Coach David Solis's decision to put him in outfield as the 1-1 drops on the outside corner for strike 2. But nonetheless, he's been a team player throughout the entire season, has been phenomenal out in left field, and really starting to pick up his offensive game as of late. 1-2, catches the outside corner for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wiest ends the inning, and the Oaks can't plate any runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Tie game still as we're through 4 full here at Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters to take their hacks at it after the break. Jimmy Galuski to lead off for the Foresters in the top of the 5th. 1-1 the score. Galuski's 0 for 1 with a fly out to center, and Theron Kay still on the mound entering his 5th inning of work. Comes set, fires the first pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1. Galuski tried to hold back his swing, but the home umpire said he came around for strike 1, and Galuski plays at West Virginia. And this past season, he drove in the eventual game-winning run on May 28th as the 0-1 is fouled out of play for strike 2.
I'm leaving. Nope.
Drove in the game-winning run on May 28th against Oklahoma to send the West Virginia Mountaineers to its first Big 12 championship game. And already having an impact with the Foresters, trying to help them win a championship. 0-2, grounded to Mayu at third. makes the throw to Cockrell at first for out number 1. 5-3 put out, puts 1 away for the Foresters. Top of the 5th. Blake Brewster will step in, the right fielder from Oklahoma. And his first time up, he drew a walk. Kind of completed an entire cycle, drew a walk, then stole a base, and then advanced all the way home on an error to plate the one and only run for the Foresters. So trying to replicate that in his second try. 0-0 from Kay, runs up and in for ball 1. The left-hander digs in. Kay takes the sign from Gonzalez and fires the 1-0. Just misses the outside corner for ball 2. Batted .243 this past season for the Oklahoma Sooners and takes the 2-0 on the outside corner for strike 1.
Oh, beautiful pitch there from Kay. Following a 2-0 pitch on the outside corner at the knees. Was able to get it before reaching ball 3.
2-1 from Kay is sliced into left center field. McFarland and Miller converging, and Miller drops it for an error. And Brewster is on at second with the second error of the game for the Oaks.
Yeah, both Miller and McFarland not really communicating out there in left center field. They both collided or converged on the ball to try to avoid the collision. Miller tried grabbing the ball and turning his body away from McFarland. Unfortunately, though, while he did miss the ball, actually he made the better decision, which was to take care of himself. So you have to be happy about that, but at the end of the day, you have to make a communication out there, or some form of communication out there, so that way both the players know where they are in the field.
Grisanti will step in, lay off the first pitch for strike 1, and we've talked about it, Johnny, with Miller. While he possesses incredible athleticism and speed, one of the areas he was trying to improve upon this offseason was being more vocal out in the outfield, and that time a perfect example of a miscommunication between McFarland and Miller causes a drop ball. So runner at second with 1 out. Second pitch to Galuski just drifts inside. Appeal to third. Says he held back his swing for 1 ball and 1 strike. Grisanti also reached base on a walk his first time up. Okay, comes set, fires the 1-1. Slapped into left field for a 1-out single, and the Foresters have runners at the corners.
Now batting.
Just the second hit
Zach Humphrey.
given up from Kay. That's how stable and consistent he's been in today's game. But the Foresters quickly threatening to retake the lead, and Coach Solis has seen enough temporarily and will have a meeting with the entire infield.
Yeah, you only give up 2 hits, yet you make 2 errors, and that could be the difference. Obviously, that first run that came around wasn't by way of an error, but when Brewster came around in the 3rd inning, it was on a throw. He was able to get to second base on a steal and the third base on an error. So while he did not get in because of an error, he advanced to third due to an error. And right there you saw Miller miss that catch that allowed a double and then a single by Grisanti. And the Foresters threatening now, and that's not good for the Oaks, because while you're pitching phenomenally well for Theron Kay, you've given up 3 walks and have 2 errors in the field. That's 5 base runners. 5 base runners that you cannot afford to plate if you're the Oaks on the defensive side.
And perhaps if this was an interleague game, such as the game the Oaks played against the Pirates, maybe Solis doesn't come out in this type of situation, but he understands the severity and the importance of this game to the Oaks, trying to get them all to regroup. First pitch to Humphreys just misses inside for ball 1.
Yeah, and this is a double play situation for the Oaks once again. They want to make sure they don't get that run in. Both Wynton and Shaken playing in the double play depth in the middle infield.
Grisanti over at first, Brewster at third, 1 out, 1-1 the score. Oaks trying to get out of this inning. Kay deals the 1-0 low for ball 2. Humphreys 1 for 2, already has an RBI. The only RBI of the game, but trying to extend that streak to 2. Okay, toes the rubber, comes set on the mound, and deals the 2-0, taken on the outside corner for strike one. And Kay, although he doesn't always pitch for velocity, he's got great placement and location, and great command over his pitches. 2-1, misses outside for 3-1. For Humphreys, the TCU Horned Frog joined the Foresters late, as TCU had an incredible run, made it to the College World Series. 3-1, shattered bat to Shaken at short. The one hop to Weinstein, the relay to first is not in time. And the Foresters take the lead 2-1 on a fielder's choice single from Zach Humphreys.
Nice job there, though, from Humphreys, though it was a fielder's choice. Because he broke his bat, which you can't be too upset about now, that ball rolled so slowly to Shaken that they could only get the force out at second, allowing Brewster to come in and score. So a good job by the Foresters. A productive out, 2 away, but they take the lead 2-1.
So Humphreys still over at first with 2 outs. Giving him a second RBI of the game. And Spencer Steer will step in. First pitch swung on a miss for strike one. Steer's 0 for 1. The ground out to second. But he's also advanced and reached base on a walk. Okay, takes the sign from Gonzalez, deals the 0-1, low for ball one. Foresters, 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. Oaks, 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors. But those 2 errors have been what's held them back and prevented them from keeping this game a tie game. 1-1 slider right over the heart of the plate for strike 2. For the Foresters, playing their final regular season game before they take to Wichita to try and defend their championship. 1-2, catches the outside corner for strike 3. Steer struck out looking, 4th strikeout of the game for Kay, but the Foresters take the lead 2-1, plating 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Oaks trying to tie things up after the break. Bottom of the 5th here at Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters take the lead 2-1. First pitch to Shaken, runs low in the ground for ball 1. Foresters struck first in the top of the 3rd, plating a run. Oaks responded with one of their own in the bottom half, and the Oaks retook the Foresters retook the lead in the top of the fifth as the 1-0 misses outside for ball two. Shaken 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. The shortstop from Valparaiso. Wee steals the 2-0, ripped into third baseman. Steer catches it and makes the throw to Young for out number 1. Another exceptional defensive play from Steer out over at third base.
Yeah, following that dive by Galuski at short earlier today and Brody White, Spencer Steer getting in on the action as well, making a beautiful grab and able to make the throw across the diamond for out number 1. That's not an easy play, so you have to tip your cap to the Oregon Duck third baseman.
Milo Beam will step in now with 1 out. The top of the order, he's 2 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him gets past the glove of Humphreys for ball 1. For Beam, he's also been struggling. 3 for 14 in the 5 games. Grounds the 1-0 out of play for strike 1. I guess if you include today's game, then you would say he's 5 for 16. But the Purdue Boilermakers had a bit of a resurgence, especially with his parents in attendance, flying all the way from Indiana to support their son. 1-1 from Wiest runs up and in for ball 2. They arrived on Saturday when the Oaks played the Arroyo Seco Saints in Pasadena. And they'll be here till Wednesday morning before they fly back home. 2-0 curveball drops on the outside corner for strike 2. So 2-2 the count. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Wee steals the 2-2, just misses outside to bring the count full at 3-2. Second full count situation for the Oaks, 2 for the Foresters. Wiest comes set, fires the payoff pitch. Beam skies that high into left field. Ritter trying to track it down and does. Makes the catch for out number 2. Ground out to third, a fly out to left, puts 2 away for the Oaks. And Max Weinstein will step in, who's 0 for 2.
Now batting, number 19, Max
Weinstein came to pinch hit in yesterday's game in the 9th inning. And he was extremely clutch with an RBI and a run scored. The game-winning run. First pitch to him is fouled against the fence for strike 1. Second baseman was supposed to get the day off yesterday against the Ventura County Pirates, but Coach Chalice said, hey, we'd like to win this game. Stuck him in, inserted him in the lineup. 0-1, fouled into the parking lot for strike 2. Weinstein's 5 for 17 against the Foresters in the series. Has a double, 3 runs and 1 RBI and 2 walks. 0-2, check swing, and Weinstein, for the second time this season on a strikeout, still able to get over to first in time.
Yeah, strikeout wild pitch there. Good job by Weinstein recognizing that ball went past the glove of Humphreys all the way towards the Forester dugout and taking his base over at first, though, maybe too little, too late with 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. By the way, that was the 5th strikeout for Ty Wiest. He's been pitching phenomenally this game.
Unfortunately, though, just couldn't get a little extra help from Humphreys to end the inning, so the Oaks still have a chance in the bottom of the 5th with Brandon Lewis to step in. First pitch to him is launched high into center field. Grisanti running back at the warning track and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Oaks can't plate any runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Foresters lead it 2-1. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcast onto YouTube. We'll be right back.
Number 30, Joshua.
Top of the sixth
Young.
we go. Joshua Young to lead off for the Foresters. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonah Malkin. Alongside me is Jonathan Rifkin. Two special people in attendance. Jonathan's mother, Helen. Lovely to have you here in the press box. And Randy Riley, general manager of the team, in attendance of today's game. Case first pitch to Young, slides outside for ball one. Young's 0 for 2, a couple ground outs. Trying to turn his fortunes around the top of the sixth. Foresters lead it 2-1. 1-0, runs low and in the ground for ball two. Foresters have 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. The Oaks, 1 run, 5 hits and 2 errors. Those errors have been the difference in today's game. 2-0 from Kay, catches the outside corner for strike one.
Oaks had Miguel Salud warming up from Cal Lutheran during that half inning, but we'll see here if they decide to bring him in. The Foresters also have a couple of pitchers warming up in their bullpen as well, so some loose, fresh arms about to come in.
Young slaps the 2-1 out of play to bring the count even at 2-2. He's played in 4 of the 5 previous meetings. Didn't play the last time these two teams met, back on July 21st, that Friday night game at Pershing Park. But inserted once again back into the starting lineup. 2-2 clips him in the back. And he's on over at first after getting hit by a pitch. And yesterday, Johnny, we saw 5 balls hit batters.
Yeah, yesterday was quite the day for batters getting hit by balls. By the way, for Kay on the season, only is the 3rd time that he's hit a batter. So he's done a very good job for the most part not hitting batters, but unfortunately today, couldn't contain that one.
So Young over at first. Luke Ritter will step in, who's 0 for 2. Kay checks Young at first, comes set. Fires the first pitch, skied out of play for strike one. Ritter, the left fielder, plays at Wichita State. Gonna feel quite comfortable when the Foresters play in the National Baseball Congress World Series, because it's in Wichita. So won't be too far from home. 0-1 is gonna clip him in the elbow as well. So back-to-back balls clipping Foresters batters, gives them runners at first and second with nobody away.
Yeah, that one just got away from him a little bit. A little bit of an early release on that fastball.
Number 9.
Came off the ring finger a little bit wrong and ended up running up and in on Luke Ritter. This is a rough situation now as head coach David Sleeves walks out to the mound, though. I don't believe that he has made the sign to Colin Salud, who is in full warm-up mode now in the Oaks bullpen.
Big spot for the Oaks, clinging to just a 1-score deficit. And Salud gives the sign. They're on Kay's day. We'll be done. Miguel Salud will take his place. We'll give you stats on him after the break. Foresters up 2. New pitcher on the mound for the Oaks. Miguel Salud taking the place of Theron Kay, who went 5 innings. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, one of which was earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. And he hit 2 batters. So runners at first and second, nobody away, and Brody Weiss will step in. Salud steps off the mound to check Young over at second. Luke Ritter's over at first. Weiss 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts. Batted 193 this past season for Westmont Warriors. Salud deals the first pitch low and away for ball 1. And Weiss started in the last meeting between these two teams. Didn't have much of an impact, though. It was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
And for Salud, on his 10th start, he's had a phenomenal season, a 1.58 ERA, but right now he has to do some serious damage control.
1-0 pitch right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. And Salud has just given up 8 hits and 2 runs in those previous 9 appearances. So he's been a very efficient reliever for the Oaks. Checks Young at second. Comes set. Deals the 1-1. Blooped into the glove of Weinstein, tagging second. The relay to first is in time. Unassisted 6-3 double play puts 2 away for the Foresters in the top of the 6th. Young does, though, advance to third.
What a play from Max Weinstein, making up for his offensive struggles today with a beautiful double play, one of the best that he's turned this entire season. And just like that, head coach Solis is going to walk out to the mound. Jacob Flores for the Oaks is stretching, but probably a certain approach that Solis wants Salud to take with the lefty walking up to the batter's box.
Oaks were able to turn a 2-on, nobody out situation into a 2-out and 1-on situation for the Foresters. Big spot clinging, but the Foresters clinging to a 2-1 lead, but trying to extend that in the top of the 6th. Young's over at third. But once again, another low-scoring game. 2-1 was the final the last time these two teams played. The Oaks tried to mount a comeback in the top half of the 9th inning. Came up a little short, bases were loaded. We're able to plate 1 run, but came up a little short. But the Oaks do lead the series 3-2 through the first 5 games. First pitch to Bankston. Runs low and outside for ball 1. Bankston's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The DH in today's game. Salud comes set, fires the 1-0, swung on and missed for strike 1.
Nice pitch there from Salud, and he has an interesting fastball. It ranges between 88 and 91 normally, but he does take a little bit of speed off at times to keep batters off balance, right there at 87. So overall, the reason he's so successful is that he mixes up the speeds.
1-1 from Salud, runs inside for ball 2. Bankston, Columbia Lion. Trying to extend the Foresters' lead. Salud comes set. Deals a 2-1, swung on and missed for strike 2.
What about Salud, one of 2 international players for the Oaks from the Philippines? Behind the dish, Juan Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. So a couple of international stars trying to keep the Oaks in this game here in the 6th inning.
Certainly seems like they have good chemistry and connections between the two of them. 2-2, ground up the middle. Shaken tries to make the dive on it, but it gets past his glove. And an RBI single from Bankston brings in Young, and the Foresters lead it 3-1.
That is a rough hit there. 2-2 count, or a rough one for the Oaks, I should say. A beautiful hit by Bankston. He was able to protect enough to get Salud to throw a fastball right at the belt, take it up the middle. Shaken made a nice try at it, but unfortunately couldn't get his glove on it as it went into center field.
That run will get attributed to Kay, but nonetheless, Salud wasn't happy to give up that base hit. First pitch to Galuski runs up and in for ball 1. Oaks now lead at 3-1 in the top of the 6th. With 2 away and Chandler Bankston over at first. Galuski's 0 for 2 trying to generate his first hit. 1-0. Misses upstairs for ball 2. Salud was awarded the most outstanding player award in the Division III World Series to help the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen collect that national championship. 2-0 misses low for ball 3. Salud's one of 3 Cal Lutheran Kingsmen for the Oaks this season, along with Max Weinstein and Nate Wenner, another starting pitcher for the Oaks. Salud fires the 3-0 right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. And a good decision from Galuski to lay off that pitch. No need to test the arm of Salud. Oaks just 1 for 9 on the season swinging on 3-0 pitches. 3-1 slapped out of play to bring the count full at 3-2.
And how about this, Jonah? Coming in today's game, and with an 11 1/3 innings pitched under his belt, he's only walked 1 batter. What? That's an amazing stat. He is the best strikeout to walk ratio on the team amongst relief pitchers. Because of that, he normally has very good control and fluidity on the pitcher's mound.
Payoff pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Number 15 on the season for Salud ends the top of the 6th, but the Foresters plate 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. They lead it 3-1 as we're through 5.5 here at Sparky Anderson Field. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV, simulcast on YouTube. Oaks looking to trim the deficit when we come back. DJ Miller in the cleanup spot to lead off for the Oaks. Welcome back, everybody. Oaks trailing the Foresters 3-1, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Miller is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a stolen base. And Ty Weist still on the mound, entering his 6th inning of work. Deals the first pitch up and in for ball 1. Weist also came into play against the Oaks back on that 4th of July special, in which the Foresters lost 3-1. 1-0 to Miller is slapped back against the screen for strike 1. Weist, another player that plays for Columbia along with Chandler Bankston. Started 9 games for the Lions, had a 4.32 ERA. Comes set on the mound, deals the 1-1 curveball. Beautiful, drops on the inside corner for strike 2.
Nice pitch, start up near the shoulders of Miller, drop down to the knees, painted that inside part of the plate. How much you can do about that if you're a batter.
Miller digs in, 1-2 from Wiest is slapped into shallow center. Crisanti's there to make the catch for out number 1.
That was our guest PA announcer, Jackson Roberts.
So 1 away now for the Oaks in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 33.
And Chase Cockrell will step in. He's 0 for 2 with a line out to third and a fly out to center. Was 1 for 3 yesterday against the Ventura County Pirates with a double, a run scored, a walk, and he was also hit by a pitch. Wiest comes set, deals the first curveball that drops on the outside corner for strike 1. Oh-1 is slapped into left center for a 1-out single for Chase Cockrell. Cockrell's been seeing the field extremely well, and a new pitcher will come to the mound for the Foresters, Jake Eisler. A TCU Horned Frog, also from Littleton, Colorado. Mayu lays the bunt down the third base line. The barehanded throw to first, not in time. Oaks have runners on first and second with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Second consecutive day that Grant Mayu has bunted in an infield single, and that has been quite an asset for him that he's been utilizing late this season. I would have liked to see him use it more earlier in the season, but you know what? It's working well for him now. It's working for the Oaks, and it's hard to complain if something like that happens.
Eisler, who's stepping onto the mound in place of Ty Wiest, went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. But the TCU Horned Frog trying to prevent more runs, or prevent any runs from coming around. Foresters clinging to a 3-1 lead with Juan Gonzalez to step in. Curveball to him is swung and missed for strike 1.
And how about for Eisler, Jonah? 2.25 ERA in 8 innings pitched. Not too shabby from the Horned Frog. Joined the team late. Coming out of the bullpen, trying to do some damage control, but the Oaks not making it easy.
Mayu at first, Cockrell at second. Gonzalez digs in. 0-1 to him is just tapped back out of play for 0-2. Gonzalez in this series is just 3 for 14. With a double, a run, and an RBI. He's been struck out 5 times. But he's also gunned down a few Foresters players behind the dish. 0-2 to him is swung on and missed for strike 3. High fastball from Eisler gets Gonzalez swinging, and that's his first strikeout of the game.
Now batting, number 36.
2 away now for the Oaks in the bottom of the 6th with Jordan McFarland, the last breath of hope for the Oaks in the bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second. Trying to trim this deficit. Eisler comes set on the mound, checks Cockrell at second, deals the first pitch, low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, and McFarland's trying to avoid that trifecta today. 2 strikeouts already under his belt, but if he can capitalize on the day that he had yesterday in this at-bat, then the Oaks will be in good shape, but that's a big if because, like I said, 2 strikeouts under his belt.
1-0, ripped into the parking lot. That's just going to miss the Foresters team bus for strike 1. McFarland came in to pinch hit for the final out in the top of the 9th in the last meeting between these two teams. He struck out, so looking to redeem himself here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 to him is slapped into right field past the glove of Weiss. Cockrell's rounding first and coming home. He'll wisely stay back as Brewster able to get rid of the ball quickly to Humphreys to hold him up.
Well, I guess, Jonah, I kind of foreshadowed that, a low and away fastball. McFarland able to make enough contact to get that through the hole between first and second and load up the bases. Now the Oaks' best contact hitter as of late, Sam Shakin, stepping in. If he can get one into a shallow part of the outfield, it doesn't take too much to get Grant Mayu around from second. He could easily tie this game up with a single.
And the Valparaiso Crusader with bases loaded, looking to deliver a monster RBI here in the bottom of the sixth. First curveball to him, drops on the outside corner for strike one. And Eisler is so deadly with that curveball.
Yeah, late break. It starts off very fast and then kind of has that forward motion, drops forward at 74 miles an hour. It's so hard to even try to swing at.
0-1 to Shakin, runs upstairs for ball one. Bases loaded, bottom of the sixth. Oaks trailing the Foresters 3-1. Oaks have outplayed the Foresters on the offensive end. They have 8 hits as opposed to 3 for the Foresters, but those 2 errors have been costly. Eisler deals the 1-1 curveball that drops over the heart of the plate for strike two. Just caught the bottom part of the strike zone. For 1-2. McFarland over at first. Mayu at second, Cockrell at third. With Sam Shakin stepping in, swings and misses for strike three. Big strikeout for Shakin, and for Eisler, gives him 2 on the day, and the Oaks can't play any runs on 1 hit, no errors, but they leave the bases loaded. They trail the Foresters 3-1 as we're through 6 full here at Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters looking to capitalize on that fortunate situation. Back. Blake Brewster to lead off for the Foresters in the top of the 7th. Welcome back, everybody. Oaks trailing the Foresters 3-1, and I'm Jonah Malkin for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. My broadcasting partner, Jonathan Rifkin.
Thanks, Jonah. Nice job as always. 8th batter in the lineup here for Bill Pintart's squad, stepping in. 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on an error and a walk. 2 runs scored, a stolen base. First pitch in from Salud, taken for strike 1. Brewster's batting average has dipped to 111 on the season, as he is 0 for 1 on the game today. For the Oaks, 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors. 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Foresters. The Foresters capitalizing with runners on base a lot better than the Oaks are. 0-1, a curveball on the outside corner for strike 2. Nice pitch there from Salud from the Philippines. Was the most outstanding player of the Division III World Series through 3 straight shutout games to save all 3 of the final games for the Kingsmen. 0-2, runs outside for ball 1, and he's a phenomenal young talent and a key piece to this Oaks bullpen. As Jonah mentioned, this is the final home game for the Oaks of the season. Day off tomorrow, will be up in San Luis Obispo to end the season on Wednesday. 1-2 from Salud, upstairs for ball 2. Walker Casanti waiting on deck in the hole, Zach Humphrey. The Foresters head to Wichita tomorrow, a 3-day road trip that'll have them driving across the country. I guess not across the country, to the middle of the country. Kansas not too far, but not too close. 2-2, Sky towards left, going back into foul territory. McFarland's making a run for it. His hat will fly off, but that ball will drop, and we'll do it again. And Jonah, I was just thinking that this is our last call at Sparky Anderson Field. It's kind of sad. I was tearing up a little bit before. This is my second year with the team, and to think that I may or may not be back next year, and this is our last time up on this press box is quite a revelation. Walker Grisanti digs in, or excuse me, Blake Brewster still in 2-2, fouled off, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, the summer really has flown by. Ton of incredible games played here at Sparky Anderson, this field that we've had the fortune of being able to call. Sad to come to an end.
The Oaks looking to end it off with a bang, but the Foresters not making it easy, though. The ending of these games between these two teams tend to be very exciting all of the time. The 2-2 pitch runs away for ball 3. Oaks have Ty Harper now warming up on their bullpen. The Texas Tech Red Raider getting loose. I assume that Talisa will try to let Salud finish out this inning depending on how long it goes. Top of the 7th, 3-1 our score. Foresters leading, payoff pitch from Salud into Brewster. Popped foul, and for a 4th straight time, all right, that was his 4th foul ball, not really straight, but 4th foul ball of that bat. Payoff pitch pending once again.
It's also the 4th full count situation now for the Foresters.
Foresters showing the patience of today's game. They've drawn 3 walks, only 1 drawn from the Oaks, but they've also gotten hit by 2 pitches. That is the Foresters, so 5 free base runners, which has been the difference in the game. Payoff pitch 2.0, taken away for ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk here for Blake Brewster and the Foresters.
Good patience from Brewster, laid off the low fastball that missed the outside corner, and the Foresters have a runner on.
Number 3, Walker Grisanti.
Walker Grisanti in the number 9 spot steps in, 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single. He's yet to score, though, in today's game. Foresters struck first in the top of the first. The Oaks, or the top of the 3rd, I should say. The Oaks responded with one of their own, the bottom of the 3rd, but the 5th and 6th have belonged to the Foresters, though. Oh, taken at the knees for strike 1. Headed by 22nd year head coach Bill Pintard. Has done an absolute phenomenal job with this team. Named to the NBC World Series Hall of Fame back in 2014. 2009, he was given the prestigious scouting honor, the Sparky Anderson Award by the Association of Professional Ball Players. 0-1 runs low and away for ball 1. For his ongoing contributions to baseball player development, and he is the current Yankees scout in the area. Started scouting in '97 for New York, but moved to the Angels in 2002, but back to New York in 2013. He focuses on high school and college players, which makes sense because he's the head coach of the Foresters. 1-1 from Salud, runs away for ball 2. Quite an accomplished coach, looking to get another NBC World Series for his team. 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. Frustrating game for Conejo, out hitting the Foresters, but the Foresters capitalizing with runners on base. 2-1 in, bunt shown, put down, foul though for strike 2. Oaks had bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th. He had runners on 1st and 2nd with only 1 away, but Gonzalez struck out. McFarland singled, but a good stop. Brewster was able to keep Cock on 3rd, and then struck out. Zach Humphreys at the top of the order for the Foresters. Will be the first batter that Ty Harper, now the new pitcher, faces for the Oaks. Miguel Salud went 1 full inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Runners on first and second on 2 consecutive walks. Brewster at second, Grisanti at first. The TCU Horned Frog stepping in now on the day. 1 for 3. 2 RBIs, though, under his belt, though. Bunt shown, pulled back, low for ball 1. Harper now from Texas Tech, Arkansas native. One of the more reliable right-handed pitchers out of the bullpen. This is his 13th appearance. He has an 0-1 record, a 3.06 ERA, 1.22 whip. 14 2/3 innings under his belt. Only 5 earned runs and 5 walks, 1-0 runs low, 2-0. Only 4 walks. He's also struck out 11. Originally was a electrical engineer major, built robots for his major, but they told me he wouldn't graduate on time, so we switched to accounting. Told me it was easy. I didn't find accounting very easy. 2-0, low for ball 3. So Wiz at school, Wiz on the baseball diamond, but unfortunately now behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes.
Also, Wiz comes to chess. Smart chess player. Got a chance to play with him on the bus to Slow.
If you bring up the fact that you both reached a stalemate, then you know what? You're just bragging about yourself.
Did I say I reached a stalemate?
I know you were about to say, yeah, we reached a stalemate.
I just said we were playing chess. He's a good chess player, and we reached a stalemate.
I almost beat you, and
I wouldn't
I lost,
go as far, but
games?
You are improving.
Yeah, you know, what can I say? 3-0 popped up into foul territory towards first base. Lewis runs over towards the Forester dugout, and that ball will just bounce on top of the dugout for strike number 2. Third consecutive batter to have 3 balls and 2 strikes up on the board for the Foresters. Blake Brewster walked on a 3-2 pitch. Walker Grisanti walked on a 3-2 pitch. Will Ty Harper now continue that streak, or will he break it and try to get the first out of the ball game? Oaks in double play formation. Give you the lay of the land here after this at-bat. The Horned Frog digs back in, taps the base a couple of times. Spencer Steer waiting on deck. Waves that bat over his right shoulder, emphatically twirling it in a counterclockwise circle. Payoff pitch in from Harper now, runs upstairs for ball 4. 3 straight walks from the Oaks. Load up the bases for the Foresters, and they are looking to extend this lead. They are up 3-1 right now, but threatening now with nobody away, and Spencer Steer digging in, 0 for 2, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a strikeout looking in his 3 at-bats.
First walk of the game for Harper, now 6th for the Oaks collectively. In a difficult spot now with nobody away, and already the infield taking several steps in.
The Oregon Duck steps in, the first pitch, slap towards third on the hop. Mayu gets it, throws it home. He bobbled it, but the plate is tagged for out number 1. A good heads-up play from the third baseman. Gonzalez thought about making the play to first, but he couldn't, so a 5-2 fielder's choice, for out number 1. Base is still loaded. 3-1 our score here in the top of the 7th inning.
Nice play from Mayu, quickly able to get the ball on that one hopper and trying to throw it, not to hit Grisanti, able to throw it away, but Gonzalez able to tag home and tried to make a double play effort.
Harper now pitched that perfectly, a fastball in the inside corner, jam Steer a little bit. Josh Young digging in, 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and a run scored. 2 grounds to short otherwise, 0-0. Taken at the knees for strike 1, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Angus Denton and Kenny Johnson both throwing around in the Oaks bullpen, though Kenny is a starter, so I don't assume that he'll come out of the bullpen. He may, though, as this is the second to last game of the season. The Oaks trying to clinch the playoff today. If they don't, they'll have to bank on the Blues losing tomorrow to the Halos, or the Oaks winning on Wednesday against the Blues. The 0-1 misses outside for ball 1. 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors for Conejo. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Santa Barbara. 6th and final game of the season between these two in a historic rivalry. In my opinion, the best rivalry in summer collegiate baseball across the country. Toes the rubber, Pearson fires the 1-1, swung back foul for strike 2, and now Harper now finally ahead in the count in the 3rd batter he's faced. If he can get this out, that would help the Oaks significantly. Brewster led the inning off with a walk. Grisanti walked behind him. Zach Humphrey walked as well, but Spencer Steer hit into a fielder's choice. And the Oaks are able to save a run and put an out up on the board. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Texas Tech Red Raider. The teammates duking it out. Harper now and Young. Teammates and friends. 1-2, a grounder to short. To second, the relay is in time. A 6-4-3 double play. To end the top half of the 7th inning, the Oaks are able to stop the bases loaded, no out situation and get out of the jam. We're through 6.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. You know what that means. The 7th inning stretch. We're going to head down to our PA announcer, Chris Ruffinelli. Grab an ice cold soda or beverage and enjoy Oaks baseball. 3-1 our score, 7th inning.
I didn't wonder the win. How about 90? I saw 93 in that pocket for 90. I told it from 99. What do you do? Eddie, maybe I'll, yes, maybe I'll make the playoff finals too.
Back here above the press box, Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Foresters and Oaks duking it out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hope you enjoyed a little Sweet Caroline, made your day a little bit nicer. We want to thank you all for joining us on a beautiful Monday evening at Cal Lutheran. Milo Beam digs in and slaps foul the first pitch for strike 1. New pitcher on the mound for Bill Pintard's squad is Nathan Wiles from Oklahoma. Second time the Oaks will see him. 0-1, drops at the knees for strike 2. Beam on the day, 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a flyout. Eisler's day has done 1 inning, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. The 0-2 runs up and away for ball 1. And for Wiles on the mound on the season, a 2.63 ERA in 24 innings pitched, deals the 1-2, low for ball 2. 10 runs, 7 earned, 3 walks, and 26 strikeout. What a phenomenal strikeout to walk ratio. The Oaks will try to work him here. He peers and fires the 2-2. Swung and a miss for strike 3. A breaking ball that had Beam way out ahead of it. Out number 1. First strikeout on the day for the Oklahoma Sooner. 8th as a whole for the Foresters.
Nice pitch from Wiles. Able to work his way back in the count after starting. Down the count 2-0.
Cal Lutheran Kingsman, Max Weinstein digs in, 0 for 3, has reached base twice by way of a drop, 3rd strike, and a fielder's choice. Swings and misses the first pitch for strike 1. 3 balls, 3 strikes, a hit for, an error for the Foresters. And that, I meant to say 3 runs, 3 hits. That didn't make any sense, what I said originally. 0-1, a 2-hopper over to second. Weiss gets it. Will calmly toss it over to Young for out number 2. What I meant to say was 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. But now 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th for Brandon Lewis, who flew out deep to center field his last time up. 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout, a walk, and a flyout. That flyout was about a foot away from being a home run. That would have tied up the game. LA Pierce Junior College product steps in. First pitch taken low and inside for ball 1. Batted .419 with 25 home runs this past year for Bill Pickett's squad. A lot of Bills in the area. 1-0 quickly dealt. Slapped towards third out of play. 1-1 the count. Played 4 years of baseball at Alamany High School, as well as a couple of years of football, but decided to focus on baseball. He was committed to CSUN a couple of years ago, or a couple weeks ago, I should say, but decommitted. 1-1 in from Wiles, slapped foul, 1-2 the count. DJ Miller waiting for his turn on deck if we get that far, but the Oaks with 2 quick outs here. And they struggle against pitchers who have quick wind-ups. For Wiles, he gets the ball, he winds up and he deals really quickly. 1-2 in, slap towards third again out of play. Barehand by Brian Wilson, the third base coach for the Oaks. Former Oaks player, first year as a coach with the Oaks. Played at Central Arkansas, now the head coach at Pacifica High School. Shows his talent out of the box. So for a third straight time, we'll do it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wiles deals in the dirt for ball 2.
And Lewis has really progressed over the season of showing much better patience in the batter's box. He's not swinging so quickly on the first couple pitches he sees, tries to make pitchers work.
2-2 in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Lewis. Lewis looking to draw his second walk of the day with 2 away. The Oaks trying to fight to stay alive, down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-2 drops low for ball 4. Only the 4th walk sufficed by Nate Wiles all year, and the Oaks have a base runner on with 2 away for DJ Miller.
Big walk drawn by Lewis gives the Oaks 1 more opportunity in the bottom of the 7th to try and trim the deficit at least to 1, make it more manageable.
Miller 0 for 3 on the day. RBI, or actually 1 for 3, I should say. He reached on an error, but it was ruled a hit. It was an error after the hit as the first pitch runs inside for ball 1. RBI, stolen base, 2 groundouts under his belt. Lewis at first, not a lot of speed. 1 for 4 on the season, stolen bases, 1-0. Runs low for ball 2, and Zach Humphrey is going to have a conversation with his pitcher. So for the Oaks, if they lose today's game, they'll have 1 more opportunity to try and make the playoffs. That is if the San Luis Obispo Blues win tomorrow against the Ventura Halos. If the Blues win tomorrow, then the Oaks and the Blues will have to fight it out very hard up at Sinsheimer on Wednesday. And the winner of that game would go on to win, or to take that final spot in the CCL playoff. If the Oaks win today, they get it, but the Foresters making it hard on them. 2-0 becomes 3-0 on a low ball, and just like that, Miller has drawn a 3-0 count.
Seems like the patience from Lewis starting to rub off on Miller.
And they have to be careful, though. 3-0 in from Wiles, taking over the heart of the plate for strike 1, an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Wiles has started a couple of games this season as well for Pintard's squad, but more effective out of the bullpen. 3-1 slapped off the right foot of Miller. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 1 on. 3-1 our score. Bottom of the 7th. Oaks trying to chip away at the Forester lead. Tying run at the plate. The runner at first base, but 2 away, so it's not going to be easy. Wiles deals payoff pitch. Runner goes, slapped foul against the fence, and we'll do it again. Chase Cockrell waiting on deck for his turn, hoping that he can get up in this inning. Angus Denton really warming up now, as well as Kenny Johnson in the bullpen for the Oaks. Jackson Simonsgaard stretching, and Evan McMillan, so the Oaks pulling out all the stops. Payoff pitch again. Foul tipped into the glove of Humphrey for strike 3. 2 strikeouts on the day for the Oklahoma Sooner. Nate Wiles and the Oaks are done with the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We're through 7 full here from Sparky Anderson. Foresters lead it 3-1.
Batting number 25.
Top of the 8th, Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. New pitcher for the Oaks, down 3-1. Kenny Johnson from Cal State Bakersfield getting his first appearance out of the bullpen this season. Actually, second appearance out of the bullpen is the first pitch into Luke Ritter. Slap towards third. Mayo on the third hop, fires it over to Lewis in time for out number 1. A good extension by the Pierce Junior College first baseman, able to get one out up on the board. Ritter before that, 0 for 2 with a hit by a pitch, now 0 for 3. On the season for Kenny Johnson. Normal starter for the Oaks, now coming out of the bullpen. Started 6 games. This is his 8th appearance. He has a 2-1 record, a 3.1 ERA, a 1.3 whip, 29 innings pitched, 12 runs, 10 earned, 12 walks, 30 strikeouts. Lancaster, California native. Looking forward to playing under the new head coach up at Cal State Bakersfield, Coach Beer. Brody Weiss steps in and takes the first pitch high for ball 1. That actually is a pinch hitter, Ryan Cash. My mistake, coming in place of Brody Weiss. So Weiss's day is done. He went 0 for 3. 1-0 into Cash, taken upstairs for ball 2. Cash on the season. .368 batting average in 57 at-bats. 8 RBIs, 8 walks, 13 strikeouts, 21 hits, 18 runs. Johnson, Pearson fires the 2-0, up and away for ball 3. Cash from Oklahoma State, Plano, Texas native, head into his sophomore year, a phenomenal young player, and you better believe that if this game is close, then Evan Lee will come in as well. 3-0 taken at the knees, 3-1 count. Another pinch hitter waiting on deck in the form of John McMillan from Texas Tech for Bill Pintar's squad. So now the offensive players really come in. Pintar not happy that his team is down 5 hits, but they're up 3-1, so it shouldn't matter. 3-1. Swung and a miss for strike 2.
Beautiful fastball from Johnson, one of his most utilized pitches. Keeps that fastball high, forces Cash to try and swing up.
Johnson quickly deals the payoff pitch. Jammed towards third, but out of play, and we'll do it again. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. 1 run, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. This is the only time of the season the Oaks have had more than 5 hits, and they've only had 1 run on the board. They normally plate more than that. The fact is that they could eclipse the 10-hit mark and still lose this game with only 1 run on the board. The difference has been hit by pitches and the errors. The 3-2 runs upstairs for ball 4. 1 out walk. Ryan Cash able to head over to first base and make way for John McMillan. McMillan has made an appearance in almost every game that the Oaks and Foresters have duked it out this season. The only time he hasn't shown up was 3 days ago when these two teams played. Pitcher and a designated hitter coming in place of Chandler Bankston, who went 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts and an RBI single. First pitch in, runs away for ball 1. Jake Sylvester warming up for the Oaks in the bullpen. McMillan taps that base, swings the bat over his shoulder. Runner at first in the form of Ryan Cash. The 1-0 from Johnson. In the dirt, blocked by Gonzalez for ball 2. On the season for McMillan, a 125 batting average in 32 at-bats, 3 runs, 6 RBIs, 9 walks, 15 strikeouts. Johnson, though, pitching around him, down in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. The Roadrunner checks the runner at first, toes the rubber, Pearson fires. The 2-0 pitch, taken on the outside corner for strike 1.
Beautiful fastball from Johnson, 88 mile an hour. Trying to give John McMillan a little taste of his own medicine when he's pitched.
Second hour and 5th minute of play in today's game. Sun starts to set behind us. Shadows get longer on the field. The 2-1 in from Johnson. Swung and a missed. Actually swung and fouled back. Ball was blocked by the umpire, though. That'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson fighting to keep the Oaks within reaching distance of the Forester lead, down 3-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. The Oaks have overcome deficits against the Foresters back on July 4th. They came a 2-1 deficit to win. Today trying to overcome a 3-1 deficit. The 2-2 runs up and away for ball 3, and the second straight batter for the Foresters is in a full count situation. Sylvester on the stretch. Takes a sign from Gonzalez. Ryan Cash waiting at first base. Oaks in a double play formation in the middle infield. Payoff pitch, runner goes. Swung and a miss for strike 3. The throw will not come. First strikeout on the day for Kenny Johnson. And that'll put 2 outs up on the board with the runner on.
Nasty breaking ball from Johnson. Started up in the belt and dropped below the knees. McMillan swung on it late. And Johnson's now dealing with his first strikeout.
Jimmy Galuski digging in now. Not a pinch hitter. 0 for 3 though on the day. A flyout, a groundout, and a strikeout. Conversation between Johnson and Gonzalez. I'll give you the lay of the land here for the Oaks. Milo Beeman right, DJ Miller in center, Jordan McFarland in left. Chase Cockrell, or actually Brandon Lewis over at first, my mistake. Max Weinstein at second. Sam Shaken at short. Third base is Grant Mayu, and behind the dish, Juan Gonzalez. Meeting breaks. Galuski digs back in. No count, 2 away. Runner on second, 3-1. Top of the 8th inning. Johnson toes the rubber, checks Cash at second, and deals the 0-0 away for ball 1. A nice block, though, by Gonzalez to keep the runner at bay. Every Oaks pitcher that has come in has struck out at least 1 batter. Kay had 4, Salute had 1, Harpenau had 1, Johnson with 1. Johnson, the 4th Oaks pitcher on the day. Harpenau won 1 inning, gave him no hits, no runs, walked 2, and had 1 strikeout. Johnson from the stretch, toes the rubber, fires the 1-0, up and in for ball 2.
That fastball got away from him. His release point was a little higher than normal, so it tailed at the end and stayed up and in.
Oaks bullpen in full swing. Sylvester McMillan, Simonsgard, all out there warming up and stretching. Pintard has his bullpen going as well. Johnson checks Cash at second. A nice lead by the Oklahoma State Cowboy. 2-0 becomes 3-0 on an up and in pitch. Oaks trying to fight here. Blues with a day off today. This game was originally supposed to be played tomorrow, but because the Foresters have to head to Wichita about 2 weeks ago, the game got moved up to today. 3-0 count. Johnson toes the rubber, checks Cash at second, and fires it in for a strike. An 87-mile-an-hour fastball over the heart of the plate. And he is looking to fight his way back into this count. I want to give a shout-out to our colleague and counterpart for the Foresters, John Martoni, who is not here today. John, we miss you, but we know that you're preparing for Wichita, so we completely understand. Upping our viewership today as some Forester fans watching. Hope everybody's enjoying their Monday. 3-1 popped back out of play, and we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Final home game of the season. Oaks in a similar situation as last year. If the Oaks lose today's game, I should say, then they'll have to bank on the Blues losing to the Halos, who are on a 13-game losing streak tomorrow, or the Oaks have to win on Wednesday. If neither of that happens, then the Oaks will have to hope that the Blues lose on Thursday to the Saints. The Oaks don't have a game on Thursday. A payoff pitch, low for ball 4. First walk given up. Nope, second walk given up by Johnson. Runners on first and second, 2 away, and Blake Brewster stepping in.
Good patience shown from Galuski, and the Foresters have done a really nice job, especially in those full count situations, have drawn 6 walks out of 9 full count situations.
That's a difference, 6 walks just in those full count situations alone, but whole slew of walks given up by the Oaks. In general, the 0-0 up and away to Brewster for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 on the day, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, a stolen base, reached on error back in the 5th inning. Runners on first and second. Foresters up 3-1. Johnson toes the rubber, takes the sign from Gonzalez. Checks Cash at second and deals the 1-0 away for ball 2. McMillan really warming up now. Sylvester has taken a step beside the bullpen. Simon's guard stretching. Nobody in action right now for the Foresters. They just had 2 righties warming up. I'd assume that if the Oaks do make this game close towards the end, that Pintard will put in his ace, Evan Lee, but we'll see. Unless he's trying to save him for Wichita. The 2-0 runs away for ball 3, and just like that, the 3rd consecutive batter, actually the 4th consecutive batter has seen a ball 3, though the only difference between the last 3 is that John McMillan struck out. Other than that, walks drawn by Ryan Cash and Jimmy Galuski. Johnson takes a breath, comes set. 3-0 dealt. Paints the outside corner for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Beautiful pitch from Johnson on that outside corner. Kept Brewster at bay. Would have forced him to have to reach out to make contact with the fastball.
Three balls, a strike, 2 away, 2-1, 3-1 score. Johnson deals. Swung and miss, 4 strike 2. Took something off there, and now he's worked his way back up into count, but for the 3rd straight batter, a full count. Brewster trying to emulate what Galuski and Cash did and not what McMillan did, which was strike out. Johnson has been a very reliable strikeout pitcher for the Oaks this season. Normal starter in his 2nd relief appearance. Pays off, pitch, or excuse me, the payoff pitch comes in, fouled back against the screen. We'll do it again, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a good pitch from Johnson too. Brewster swung on it late, but was able to make contact with it to stay alive.
Meeting between Gonzalez and Johnson. Quick words. Gonzalez, one of 5 Oaks All-Stars. Max Weinstein, DJ Miller, Evan McMillan, Robin Bedell, the other 4. Head coach David Solis was the head coach of the South All-Stars this past year. Garnered his first of that kind of honor. Well-deserved. A phenomenal coach here for the Oaks. Payoff pitch once again. Taken at the knees, 4 strike 3. Brewster strikes out looking. Johnson 2nd on the game, and we are done with the top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on base. 3-1 our score, headed to the bottom half. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV.
Number 33, Chase Cockrell.
Chase Cockrell digs in here to lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Oaks down 3-1 to the Foresters. Wow, steps back in. Cockrell digs the first pitch to the shortstop, Galuski, who mishandles it as that ball will roll into left field. That'll be an error by Galuski, the shortstop, and the Oaks have a runner on first base with 1 pitch here in the bottom of the 8th. Before that, Cockrell was 1 for 3. Now he's 1 for 4, but nonetheless, he'll take the base instead of the stat, and the Oaks now the tying run at the plate in the form of Grant Mayu.
Yeah, you said it doesn't matter how it'll come. Oaks will take an error any way that they can try and trim this deficit.
New second baseman in his Mayu's first pitch is roped in the shallow right field for a single. The Oaks with back-to-back base runners and the tying run at first base with nobody away. Jonah, the problem, though, has been the Achilles heel for the Oaks this entire season. Getting runners across the plate with less than 2 outs, and they have not been able to muster up those runs today, and it has been a problem for them as of late this season.
You said it, and 9 hits right now in today's game, but up until this inning, they've left 8 batters on base. And so you can't, it's a problem because those hits haven't been able to translate into anything. They've only been able to translate into 1 run as opposed to the Foresters. Every single one of their hits combined with the help from the Oaks errors have turned into 3 runs.
By the way, Hank Lafort has come in at second base in the place of Brody Weiss. Ryan Cash came in a pinch hit for Brody Weiss, but now Lafort, the superstar from Cal State Fullerton, playing that position. The rest of the field's the same. I'll give you the lay of the land here. Bunt shown, infield playing in. First pitch runs low and away for ball 1. Young at first, Year at third, both playing in on the grass. Cockrell at second. Mayu at first. Oaks down 3-1 with the go-ahead run at the plate. Evan McMillan now warming up in full swing for the Oaks, as well as Robbie Medill, the superstar closer. Zach Humphrey has a conversation with Nate Wiles on the mound. The meeting breaks. 1 run, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. Wiles checks the run at second, deals the 1-0 bunt towards third, but that'll go foul for strike 1.
And it's a hard bunt to lay down when the opposing team knows that it's coming. And right now the Foresters playing in the bunt formation, assuming that Gonzalez will lay that down.
Gonzalez has one sacrifice bunt the entire season, now just trying to get these runners across. See Humphrey do a series of signs to his infield. He's just letting them know that they should expect another bunt with a 1-1 count, and also letting them know what kind of pitch is about to be thrown. The Oklahoma Baptist star digs back in, pickoff attempt. Cockrell dives back safely. Gonzalez, drafted in 2013 by the Cleveland Indians in the 27th round and deferred. Went to College of San Marcos here in California. He is from Puerto Rico, played there for a year before transferring to Oklahoma Baptist. 56 games this past year with the Bison. Batted .352. Had the best average on the team. And you could tell that he will be a phenomenal product when he gets drafted next season. 1-1. Swung and a miss for strike 2.
Nice low pitch. Breaking ball from Wiles. Catches Gonzalez swinging low, and he's ahead in the count 1-2.
Gonzalez digs back in. By the way, Joey Fisk is also in center field. A new change here for Bill Pintard. 1-2 runs way upstairs. A curveball that didn't break. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Those were the only 2 changes in the field for Pintard. The 2-2-2. Gonzalez is sliced into center field. Running up on it is Fisk, and that's going to drop. Cockrell will stay put at third, and the Oaks have bases loaded with nobody away, with Jordan McFarland stepping up to the plate, down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Mr. Juan Gonzalez keeping that hitting streak alive, bringing bases loaded. Big play for the catcher right now, and the Oaks dangerously close from striking and trimming this deficit or potentially taking the lead.
Cockrell is going to stride back to the bench as Axelrod, the pitching coach, comes out here for the Foresters. You see him having a conversation with his pitcher. Dylan Axelrod went to Santa Barbara City College. This past year he pitched for Team Israel in the World Baseball Classic. 5.27 ERA and 9-15 record, 5 years in the majors with the Padres and the Twins. He was drafted in 2007. Meeting breaks. We're back to baseball. Bases loaded, and McFarland will take a seat as Cody Santana, also deemed the Forester beater, will step in. He played for Bill Pintard the first couple of weeks last year, then joined the Oaks this year. Has been phenomenal against the Foresters, looking to capitalize on what has been a phenomenal year for him.
From Hawaii Pacific, number 38.
Hawaii Pacific superstar.
Santana.
Digging in, McFarland went 1 for 3 on the day, 2 strikeouts and a single. Santana now looking to capitalize on his day. With the bases all loaded, nobody away, the Oaks down 3-1, and the prime opportunity for them to try to trim this deficit tight or even take the lead. Wiles comes set on the mound, takes a sign from Humphrey. The first pitch of southpaw is cut towards third, foul for strike 1.
And Santana's fortunate that that ball didn't drop on the the infield. Could have given the Foresters a double play opportunity.
As I mentioned, Santana has a special nickname. This will be his 5th game played. 14 at-bats this past season. Has a 3.01 batting average against the Foresters. 0-1 in. Taken upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Led Hawaii Pacific in batting this past year. Was also an All-American out of the Pac West. And had a 4.0 GPA. Kind of an all-around player. His father, Al, and his sister in the crowd. Not sure where Lynette is, his mother, but I'm sure she's watching. 1-1, runs low and inside for ball 2. And want to thank everybody on both allegiances, both for the Oaks and the Foresters, for joining us today. We know John Martoni is taking the day off, so we appreciate you Forester fans bearing with us. Hope you're enjoying your lovely Monday evening wherever you're watching today's game. 2-1 in from Wiles, slap towards second. Lafort underhand to Galuski, the relay to first for the 4-6-3 double play, but a run comes in. The Oaks trimmed the deficit 3-2 with a runner at third and 2 away. Now, that could be a productive out only if the Oaks are able to bring in that run from third. But with 2 away, it's going to be quite hard for Sam Shaken.
And you said it, on the one hand, you're happy you do bring in 1 run, but at the same time, with bases loaded, nobody out type of situation, ideally you'd love for that to be a ground out that would only lead to 1 out and not 2.
4-6-3 double play. Mayu at third. Cockrell came around to score. 3-2 our score. Sam Shaken digs in 1 for 3. The first pitch taken low for ball 1. Single run scored, a ground out and a strikeout in his 3 at-bats today. And trying to get Mayu in the tying run at third base with 2 away. Sylvester, McMillan, and Medell, the 3 righties for the Oaks, all standing up in the bullpen, getting ready to take their turn if needed. Wiles deals the 1-0, swung and a miss for strike 1.
Not to mention the last time Shaken stepped up to the plate, he had bases loaded with 2 outs, but ended up striking out.
2 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. The Oaks trying to cap off their last home game of the season strong. The 1-1 to Shaken. Skied into right field. Running up to it is Brewster, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Nonetheless, though, the Oaks play 1 run on 2 hits, an error, and 1 left on base. We're through 8 full here from Sparky Anderson. To the top of the 9th we go, and it's a close one, 3-2. The Foresters lead it. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted to YouTube. Top of the 9th, 9-1-2 batters due up for the Foresters, up 3-2. Welcome back, everybody. He's Jonah Malkin. I'm Jonathan Rifkin. This is Oaks Baseball On KDTV, Jacob Sylvester takes the mound in place of Johnson, from CSUN. Headed to Sonoma State, however, in the fall. Deals the first pitch away for ball one. Grisanti, 1 for 1 on the day, 2 walks and a single. Foresters with only 3 hits, but they have the lead with 3 runs. The Oaks 10 hits, only 2 runs, though they have been not capitalizing. The 1-0 runs low and inside for ball 2. For Jacob Sylvester, his 2nd year with the Oaks. This is his 15th appearance. He has a 4.72 ERA, a 1.72 whip, 13 1/3 innings under his belt, 10 walks, 7 strikeouts. Takes the sign, deals the 2-0, half-hearted swing, check down the third. They're saying he didn't go 3-0. By the way, Cody Santana came in at first base in place of Brandon Lewis. And Brandon Lewis moved from first base to left field, so Jordan McFarland is out of the game. 3-0, taken at the knees for strike 1. Sylvester, by way of Iowa Western Junior College, where he played 2 years, and a Kansas City native, played his last year, or this past year at CSUN, but is transferring to Sonoma State, a place he's very excited about. The 3-1 runs away for ball 4. 5 fastballs, leading to a 4-1 walk. Leadoff batter on here for the Foresters.
Number 7.
And for the Oaks,
Humphreys.
they've thrown a walk in 6 of the 8 innings that we've played so far.
They've now totaled 9 walks on the game, and that's the difference right there, along with 2 hit by pitches. Obviously, those don't count as the same stat, but you can kind of put them all in the same realm of a free base. Back to the top of the order we go for Zach Humphrey. Shows bunt, pulls back, strike 1. On the day for Humphrey, 1 for 3, a strikeout, 2 RBIs, 1 single, 1 on a fielder's choice, and a walk. The TCU Purple Horned Frog trying to give his team a little bit more of a cushion, but up 3-2, headed to the bottom of the 9th. You better believe that Pintard will be throwing either Gale or probably Evan Lee to try to shut the Oaks down. Bunt shown again. Infield comes in. The 0-1 dealt is popped up behind the plate, but that'll go too far as Gonzalez can't get it. But strike number 2 up on the board.
Wow, Forrester's fortunate there because Sylvester actually got the perfect bunt he was looking for. One that just pops up straight high in the infield. Unfortunately, Gonzalez can't track it down in time.
3 pitchers warming up, or were warming up for the Foresters. Evan Kravitz, Evan Lee, and Gale. We'll see here, though, who Pintard tries to throw. There's actually 5 pitchers all standing, but those were the 3 throwing before. Humphrey digs back in, waves that bat over his right shoulder. Shows bunt, the 0-2, pulled back up and away for ball 1. 2 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. Evan McMillan still warming up in the Oaks bullpen, as well as Robbie Medell. Setup man and closer respectively. And a big spot here for Sylvester. 1 on, nobody away, down 3-2, top of the 9th. 1-2 count, pickoff pitch, I should say, is not in time. Grisanti gets back easily. Oaks want to thank their sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, for getting the Oaks to and from their away games safely. Cronies Bar and Grill, Jimmy Don Sandwich, and Joseph Sweet Orthopedic Surgeon in Oxnard, California. The 1-2 bunt shown. It's get down towards first base, but that's going to go foul for strike 3. An interesting decision here by Zach Humphrey to try to lay down a bunt with a 1-2 count, but nonetheless, that puts an out up on the board. That'll be the first strikeout on the day for Sylvester. And head coach David Solis is going to walk out to the mound as Spencer Steer, the Oregon Duck, digs in. We'll see here if Sylvester's day is done. Though Solis has not motioned to the second base umpire to call in McMillan, though McMillan is waiting. Conversation between these two. Sylvester now a veteran in his 2nd year with the team. Solis really, really likes him, and they've been working really well together. Sylvester's day will be done. Evan McMillan will come in. Sylvester pitched a total of 1/3 of an inning, gave him no hits to no runs. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Runner on first, 1 away, 3-2 our score. Foresters lead it when we come back. Evan McMillan on. Oxnard College product turned UC Irvine Anteater. Evan McMillan digs in here for the Oaks. Runner on, one away, down 3-2. He'll look to do some damage control and try to give his offense an opportunity in the bottom half of the inning, only down by 1, but Spencer Steer will try to change that. First pitch taken for a strike. The throw over is in time. And Juan Gonzalez guns down Walker Gazanti for out number 2. What a throw from the Oklahoma Baptist Bison. A good jump from Gazanti, but it's very hard to steal on Gonzalez. Jonah and I were talking about how he is probably the best defensive catcher in the CCL. Now, for me, he is one of the best defensive catchers I've ever seen at the collegiate level. Just an unbelievable arm, and his reaction time is uncanny. 0-1 to the Oregon Duck, taken up and away for ball 1.
And what's more impressive about it is Grisanti had a good jump from first, took off way before McMillan was able to throw the first pitch, and he was still able to gun him down.
McMillan's 1-1, runs low and inside for ball 2. On the season for McMillan, this is his 15th appearance. He has a 2-1 count, or 2-1 record, excuse me. He has blown a save, 1.37 ERA, a whip at .18, which is fantastic. This will be his 20th inning pitch. The 2-1, slapped up towards right. Beam, Weinstein, and Santana all running for it. The dive by Beam as he slides onto the dirt, and he can't make the catch. I know his mother, Nellie, his father, David, were at the edge of their seats because the last time that Beam did that, he actually hurt his face. But he made a good effort. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. 2 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks.
What an attempt, too, from Beam. Didn't even think about the warm-up mound in the bullpen, just fully committed to try and lay out to make the catch.
2-2 in from McMillan. Runs in the dirt for ball 3. This is an interesting spot here. A 3-2 count, 2 away. Spencer Steer 0 for 3 on the day with a walk. Reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. McMillan peers and fires. The payoff pitch. Popped up towards right, high and deep, going back and into the bullpen of the Foresters as you see the entire pitching staff skirt out of the way. We'll do it again. Steer joined the team late, batted .218 this past season for the Oregon Ducks, headed by George Horton. And he actually takes the place of Travis Magno, who played second, short, and third last year for the Foresters. He transferred from Oregon, but at the time was an Oregon Duck. 3-2 popped up at play once again.
And Steer's really doing a nice job fighting off pitches and staying alive in the count.
That's what you have to do. McMillan going right at him. McMillan toes the rubber. Gonzalez gives him the sign. Payoff pitch 3.0. Taken low and away for ball 4. That's a 2-out walk drawn by Spencer Steer. The first on the game by McMillan. The 10th by the Oaks. And just like that, the Foresters extending the inning with Josh Young stepping in.
Number 30.
Clutch walk once again with 2 outs, giving the Foresters another opportunity in the top of the 10th. 9th.
Josh Young stepping in, 0 for 3 on the day with a hit by pitch and 3 ground outs, all 3 to the shortstop, including 2 that turned into double plays. The 0-0 to Young. Half-hearted swing. Appeal down the first. They're saying he didn't go for ball 1. Sun beginning to set further. As this game could get called due to darkness. The Oaks had a game got called due to darkness here at Sparky Anderson last week at 8:02. The day is getting shorter, so we'll see what the decision is. The 1-0 slice to short, through the infield into center field for a base hit. Josh Young gets on base for his first single of the day. Runners on first and second now with 2 away for the Foresters. And now the problem, Jonah, is if this game does become if the umpires decide that this game could get called due to darkness, when do they have an opportunity to finish it? Well, they don't, because they're going to Kansas. They go to Wichita tomorrow. So what do the Oaks do?
Well, my guess is both coaches will probably try and just play the game out even in the darkness.
Unfortunately, that may not be possible with the CCL rules. The first pitch taken at the belt for strike 1. Luke Ritter stepping in. on the day for him. 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch. 2 groundouts and a flyout. McMillan, Pearson fires. The 0-1. Swung towards right. That's going to drop. Rounding third and coming home is Steer. The throw in. No, it's going to hold him. What a throw by Beam out of right field. He'll hold Steer at third. Advancing to second is Young, but Luke Ritter puts a single up on the board for the Foresters. They have the bases loaded now with 2 away. Only 1 out for the Oaks to get out of this half inning, but the Foresters not making it easy on McMillan.
Great job from Beam, able to get rid of the ball quickly into the infield, because it certainly looked like Steer had enough time initially to round third, but after the ball got in quickly, had to hold up.
Hank Lafort steps in, gets his first at-bat of the game. He came in as a fielder for Ryan Cash at second base, who came in to pinch hit for, for Brody Weiss. By the way, Jason Oliver just commented on our YouTube feed. Jason, we miss you, and the Oaks are doing this for you. They're going to call a balk on McMillan, and that's going to bring in a run. A balk by the UC Irvine Anteater. Brings in Spencer Steer from third, and the Foresters take a 4-2 lead. That is a mistake, Jonah, that could possibly cost the Oaks the game.
That's just an unfortunate situation. You're battling, trying to give yourself and your team an opportunity in a manageable 1-score deficit, but now it's 2.
First pitch, 1 hopper over to third. Mayu gets it, fires it over to Santana for out number 3, but 1 run comes around on the 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We're through 8.5. The Oaks have 1 more opportunity to try and take back this game, down 4-2, unless this game gets called due to darkness, though I don't think it will just yet. Stay tuned for the bottom half of the 9th inning. It's always a good one between these two teams. The Foresters lead. One, two, three hitters due up here for the Oaks in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 4-2. Braden Pearson will look to get the save here for the Foresters. From Texas State, he was one of the 5 pitchers that threw in the bullpen for Pintard. Lefty on lefty matchup here as Beam steps in, shows bunt. First pitch runs up for ball 1. He's 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles, a fly out, and a strikeout. And now trying to get his Oaks to get back into this game. By the way, for Braden Pearson on the season, as the first pitch is taken, bobbled by Galuski at short into center field for an infield single. They're not going to call that an error. Beam gets on with a leadoff hit here for the Oaks. Tying run comes to the plate. A 1.8 ERA and only 5 innings pitched by Braden Pearson, so he's going to have some serious work. He's about to be pulled, by the way, as Bill Pintard walks out, motions to the bullpen. And Pearson's day is done. 1 batter, 1 hit, and the Texas State product will have to head back to the bench. We're going to take a break. 1 on, nobody away. Max Weinstein sets at bat.
Weinstein.
The Rice Owl, Garrett Gale, will come in here and try to get the save with the runner on. First base for the Oaks, Milo Beam. Braden Pearson went no innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, and 1 batter he faced. And the Rice Owl, the 4.24 ERA, fires the first pitch. Weinstein skies it deep to center field. Fisk will make the catch, though, at the warning track for out number 1. And for Gale, he got the save on Friday when these two teams played, though it wasn't easy. He gave up 2 hits and a walk. All 3 outs that he made, though, were by strikeouts. The Oaks had bases loaded. That tying run at third base when they ended up losing. They had a run around the inning as well, but Gale, a very fast pitcher, clocks out at about 93 to 96 on the gun here at Cal Lutheran. Has a nice curveball as well. 1 on, 1 away, bottom of the 9th. Brandon Lewis takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a flyout. Also has drawn 2 walks. Getting very close to this game, possibly being called due to darkness, but the Oaks trying to fight their way back. 1-0, swung and a miss for strike 1.
There's a little glimmer of light in right field. It seems like naturally the nature trying to give some spark to the Oaks.
Here at Sparky Anderson, the 1-1. High and deep to center field. Fisk running back, and he will make the catch at the wall for out number 2.
Twice that's happened now. 2 big hits deep into center field. Just can't get over the wall.
And Lewis can't believe it. He thought he had that one. That was about 399 feet. That wall out there at straightaway center, 400. Wow, that's the second time that he has been maybe within a foot of getting one over the wall. And now DJ Miller will be the last hope for the Conejo Oaks. That outfield playing back. The infield getting ready. Beam at first, the first pitch taken inside for ball 1. Final home game of the season. If the Oaks lose today, they'll have to hope that the Blues lose tomorrow against the Halos, or the Oaks will have to win on Wednesday. The 1-0 slapped foul, 1-1 the count. 2 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. The 1-1 slapped foul, 1-2 the count now to Miller. He's 0 for 4 on the day with an RBI, trying to keep this inning alive and the game alive for the Oaks. Tying run at the plate, runner on, 1-2 count, 2 away. Gale deals, runner goes, slap to short, Galuski over to first. The throw is in time for out number 3, and this game is over. The Foresters win it 4-2. The final line for you: 4 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 11 left on base for the Foresters. 2 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and a total of 11 left on base for the Oaks. Jonah, the Oaks did everything right with one exception: walks. They gave up 10 walks to Bill Pintart's squad. That led to the difference in the game. And the Oaks now have to hope the Blues lose tomorrow, or the Oaks have to win on Wednesday to clinch the playoffs. The Foresters will head to Wichita. A happy team beating the Oaks in their final game of the season.
And it's tough because you outplay them on the offensive end. You generate more than double their hit total. Foresters just 5 hits, Oaks 11 hits. And the errors tend to balance itself out. However, the timing of the errors was much worse for the Oaks because one of those errors did translate into a run ultimately for the Foresters, and it's just a shame because with this game, Oaks, assuming perhaps that the Blues will win, the Oaks will have to take their talents up and get a clutch win in slow once again.
Yeah, for the second straight year, it could come down to that game in San Luis Obispo. The Oaks want to make the playoffs. The winning pitcher on the day for the Foresters goes to Ty Weist. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. The losing pitcher, Theron Kay. 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. The save goes to Garrett Gale. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. The Oaks had a valiant effort, but the Foresters came out on top. This rivalry ends at 3, split on the season, I should say, 3-3. 27-16 overall now for the Oaks. They're 18-13 in the CCL. 30-11, 22-11 for the Foresters ends their season. We want to wish the Foresters good luck in Wichita. They'll be headed there tomorrow to represent the CCL in the National Baseball Congress World Series. Bill Pintard and his team, good luck. Want to give a special shout out to our buddy John Martoni, who will be there calling those games. So be sure to listen to him on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Sparky Anderson Field as the sun sets on this day. The Oaks lose 4-2. Join us on Wednesday in San Luis Obispo for the final game of the season. The Oaks and the Blues will duke it out at 6 o'clock, 5:50 pregame show. For everybody who made this broadcast possible, big thanks to the Forester crew for making sure that all of our stats and lineups were updated. Our stats assistant Keith Schneider, our team ops and PA announcer Chris Ruffinelli, my broadcasting partner Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkind. Signing off. We'll see you on Wednesday in San Luis Obispo. Playoff implications on the line here for the Oaks. Final score 4-2. The Foresters win it. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.